What is up, my people? I want to share the number one thing that has helped me in my recovery over the years, more so than anything. And it's going to sound so obvious and stupid that you're going to be like, yeah, no crap. But I think this should also be a testament to how many of us and how many of our actions and thoughts run on autopilot, okay? So, opiate addiction has been my main struggle for like 20 years, okay? So, in the last few years, when I had this point where when I would get a craving or an urge to go cop some dope, I would have to stop myself and be like, what about this do you want to do? Why do you want to do this? And very quickly, if you start to self analyze and reverse critical think about your own thought process, um, you know, I would really quickly realize that, oh, I don't want to do this because I know where my life goes by making this one decision every time, right? So it really is that simple. But with addiction, for me, when I really started doing that, it made me more hyper aware of not only how often that thought comes into my mind and um, how having to stop and like bring yourself into the moment. It's a mindfulness meditation technique essentially, but I don't want to use language that's going to turn people away because a lot of these ideas that get tossed around in like new age circles can be very helpful, um, but they get a bad rap, right? So it will likely feel like you're going to go insane having to stop whatever you're doing to bring yourself into the moment and think about your thoughts. But it not only does that have the potential to save your life with an addiction, but that one thing will trickle over into other areas of your life, or at least has the potential to, right? Because a lot of us do run on autopilot. Um, I'm not saying with everything, and that's not a dig at anybody because I say this as someone who has become self aware of how much of my own actions and thoughts ran on autopilot. And it's kind of terrifying when you really start to face it. But it might drive you a little insane, but that is way, that is, I'd rather take that than knowing that eventually my life was going to end in a very dark place if I continued using. Um, Especially because when I would use, it's a very self-sabotaging, self-destructive, trying to take myself out. It's just really crazy. But I think, again, this is going to sound like a very obvious thing, but challenge yourself to do it and really commit to it and surprise yourself.